Hello the internet and welcome back to my channel. This is my very first Museum Tales episode. What is a Museum Tales episode? As you might know from my Acorn 3000 repair video, I'm doing a little bit of volunteering at the Museum of Computing of Swindon. Now, I'm not full-time at the museum, of course, it's just a few hours a week whenever I have time, and this is my workbench. I don't have all the tools here that I have at home, so sometimes I'm doing some repair attempts in here, but I need some more time, or maybe I need some extra tools. So I take it home, like you've seen with the Acorn 3000 or the IBM XT. Some other times it's not really a repair, maybe it's a little tinkering, maybe it's just a little restoring, testing things, make sure they work and they're ready to be displayed to the public. So I thought, why not sharing these experiences with you? And I thought I would make these like shorter formats if I can. I'm not sure, I will try, where I'll show you what I'm doing and it doesn't necessarily end up with a full repair or with a working system. I will just show you what I'm doing today here. I'm testing an Apple II, or I'm fixing a monitor. Will it work at the end of the video? I don't know. I might take it home and continue it at home, or I may pick it up on a different day, which chances are it's gonna result in a different episode. I don't know, I just want to try because I feel what I'm doing here sometimes it would be worth to be shown to you on video. So what we have here on the desk today is an Acorn monitor. It's model 28AKF12. This was actually manufactured by Philips, and it's basically based on the 1084 model of monitors. There are tons of versions of the 1084. The Commodore 1084 obviously is the most famous, but there are lots and lots of different, slightly different models and other manufacturers which basically rebadged the Philips with their own logo, and Acorn is one of them. So this monitor was working totally fine. The only issue was with the main switch, which is clicking, but it's not really working. So what I did, I just shorted mains so that every time you plug the monitor into mains, it turns on. So as a start, today I have a replacement switch in here, which we can fit into the monitor. It's not exactly the same, it differs a little bit, but it should be adaptable pretty easily. We will have a look and see what we can do for that. However, the main issue with the monitor is the monitor stopped working with a whining noise. Now, when that happens, usually we are talking about the flyback transformer, which gets shorted. And I don't have a tool to measure this. I might have it at some point. I'm trying to build one. But for now, what I did on another day, I removed the flyback transformer and I probed around the board looking for shorts and I couldn't find any. The main horizontal deflection transistor is not shorted, but what happens is that if the flyback transformer gets shorted, you can't really measure it with a multimeter. Where, you know, it's a winding, so it will always look low resistance. If the winding gets shorted internally, what happens is the main transistor will short more or less to ground, or to a lower resistance, I guess. So it looks like a short to the main board, and most importantly to the main power supply. Now this board here is the main power supply, and it feeds 3 different voltages, one being the highest, which is going more or less straight to the flyback transformer through the transistor. It's a switching, more or less like a switching mode power supply. And when the monitor refused to power up, what I was measuring is that all these voltages were not reaching the nominal value. So I think it's supposed to deliver like 125 volts if memory serves, and it was going maximum like 40 volts, like if there was a short, so probably the power supply was protecting itself. Now, I can't be 100% sure that is going to be the flyback transformer. The thing is, it's a pretty common fault with these old monitors, and it sounded like a flyback transformer problem because it was whining, high frequency whining, even though not so much. So I'm not 100% sure. But the thing is, we got replacement today, and we also have a replacement transistor, because the thing is, when the flyback transformer shorts, usually the transistor won't like it. So chances are it's gonna fail almost immediately or shortly afterwards if you replace the flyback transformer. So it's always a good idea when you have a shorted flyback transformer to also replace the transistor, which is driving the transformer itself. It's not too expensive. So as you can see, I have removed the flyback transformer already. I only need to remove this little wire from the neck board. So I remove this wire, and then we can solder in its place these new flyback And also I can replace the transistor, and then we can test it, and finger crossed, it's gonna work. Okay, well, it should be ready to go. I'm never comfortable turning on CRTs, especially the ones I've repaired. But I guess is the moment of truth. Will it work? I'm going through my current limiter here. I have disconnected the Gaussian coil, whatever it's called, because that will trigger all the protections. It means the monitor is not going to be demagnetized and might look wrong, but I don't care. As long as it works, then I'll just reconnect it and it works on the our next run. Well, I guess it's time to test. The monitor will start as soon as I power my current limiter, because the switch is still bypassed. And I guess it's time to give it a go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Well, go high voltage this time. Yay! Okay, let's turn on down the brightness a bit. Obviously, this needs to be adjusted, but it's working, which is good. Try this again in 3, 2, 1, go. Can hear this clicking, which is not great, and it's very bright. There's something wrong here. I don't like this. And even with my brightness set probably a minimum, it will still do the same. It's doing some clicking noise, high voltage clicking noise. It sounds as like there's some bridging somewhere. Let's try this again in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. It's clicking and it's very bright. Something is wrong. Something is shorting. I would say the flyback is shorted, but it's brand new. Well, I haven't got a non-insulator screwdriver, so I'm doing adjustments with the monitor switched on. The screen control was turned to maximum. Probably it's intentional, so you see something coming out of the monitor when you turn it on. I'm not sure that justifies as the clicking noise on everything. I'm not sure whether the monitor has some sort of protection as I'm too bright, so I'm gonna lower the brightness. I have no idea, but I guess we can give it another go and see if by any chance it looks better. So let's power on in 3, 2, 1, go. Well, it's not clicking anymore. Okay, well, that's better. It's still too bright, so I'll play with the adjustment a bit. Again, I have to play with the adjustment with the monitor switched off, but finger crossed, hopefully it was just too high. I have no idea what happens when the screen is too high. If you do, as usual, leave a comment down below. So I should have adjusted the screen to a reasonable point. Let's try this again. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, high voltage is running and it's not white this time. And if I touch the adjustment, yes, I can see I can fully adjust the brightness in a reasonable range. So let me find a machine. I guess it has to be an Acorn or something similar to plug to this thing and see if we actually get a picture. Okay, well, I have the Acorn 3000 here that you've seen me repairing in one of my previous videos. I'm gonna power on the monitor and then I'll power up the Acorn and hopefully you're gonna get a picture out of this monitor. Okay, let's power up the monitor. 3, 2, 1, go. Got the monitor up and running and let's power up the Acorn. Yay! We have a picture! Look at that! Hehe! Welcome back! It's blurry. The thing is, I haven't got a tool to adjust the focus and that needs to be adjusted with the monitor running. So I guess I'll have to find a tool. Okay, well, I made myself a homemade plastic tool. This is a plastic profile and I should be able to use it to tweak the focus. Wish me luck. Okay, and let's try and adjust this focus. There it is. Perfect. Look at that. It looks amazing. Oh, you can't see anything, right? Right, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you couldn't see anything on camera, but I've synced the shutter to 50 Hz and it looks great. It looks sharp and the picture is where it's supposed to be, I guess. I need to do some minor adjustments, which are somewhere within the monitor. I'll need to find that. I would say let's give this trim pots a clean with a little bit of contact cleaner. So this goes away, the scratchiness goes away. Well, I guess this is it. The monitor is working. It is very sharp, and I guess the final step would be to replace the power button, and this monitor is going to be 100%. Amazing. Okay, so let's fix these switches. First of all, you can see the left-hand side here is the original one. The right-hand side is the replacement. You can see that the original doesn't latch, while the replacement one latches in on position. So yeah, that's a common fault for this switch. And you might notice that there is a metal frame around it. And as I said, there's some plastic which is in the wrong place. That being said, these plastic faceplate, let's call it that way, actually comes off from the old switch. Come on, there you go. And these does the same. It might need some pliers. There you go, so that is removed, and I think in its place I should be able to install this one. So it is a bit difficult to explain, but this plastic frame is basically going around into this groove that you see on the edges around here. Now, this on the right hand side is the original switch. As you can see, these lips at the very edge of the switch, they're smaller in dimension than this one. So I can see the plastic frame is struggling a bit to get through, and I can see it's already cracking, which is not the end of the world. I mean, you know, we can put some super glue or hot glue and that will fix it. But what I like to do now, I'll use some sandpaper or maybe an X-Acto knife cutter and try and make these lips as wide as this one and see if that helps. Right, I've been fiddling with the switch for quite some time, and I put the original back on because I couldn't figure out why this thing was refusing to go in. As you can see, the switch, the plastic frame is touching this metal bit, and I couldn't figure out which way that switch was supposed to go in. And then I realized my mistake. That plastic, the black plastic part is supposed to go under the white part, like this. And obviously, now everything works perfectly fine. Oh my gosh, so much time wasted. Alright, this is the final test. I've got the switch replaced, the degaussing coil reconnected, so I can't use my current limiter for the final test because the degaussing coil is more or less a short, so the limiter will stop it. And we'll try and power it up with no protections this time and see what happens. Now, I haven't got a picture input for the monitor at the time being because the Acorn 3000, which I was using previously, is being used at the moment in the museum. So we'll just make sure the monitor turns on, we have a raster, and then we can safely assume that it's going to work fine. Okay, let's plug mains in. Let's power it up in 3, 2, 1, go. Go a green light, and we have a raster. Amazing. So yeah, everything seems to be working totally fine. That's it for this video, I guess. We fixed this monitor. That's my first flyback transformer replacement. Still don't feel too comfortable working with CRTs, but anyways, it worked. So happy days. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, as usual, I would really appreciate a thumb up down below. And also consider subscribing to the channel if you like this kind of things. And please do leave a comment just to tell the algorithm I like this channel. That would really, really help. For now, I wish you a great day. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon here on my channel for the next museum tale and my next videos. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Bye-bye.